Zakir the comedian was just the tip of the iceberg. They reminded me of the great Robin Williams' wonderful character from the movie Dead Poets Society. Last I saw Tathastu, written and performed by Zakir Khan, streaming on Amazon Prime Video. It is Zakir's fourth collaboration with the platform after two hit stand-up specials and an original web series. Firstly, the fact that this is the highest number of associations any Indian artist has had with any digital platform, that too within just half a decade, is in itself a proof of the journey, success, popularity, and connect of Zakir with Indian audiences as a stand-up comedian. Before I continue to talk about Tathastu, it is my humble request to the viewers, if you like this review you are about to listen and your heart agrees to it, please help me make this video reach Zakir Khan and his team, as this is my most sincerely written review, which is less of a review and more of an outpour reaction from my heart. Now moving on to the review for Tathastu. It is definitely not Zakir Khan's funniest content so far. Arey ruko yaar, let me clarify. It's not his funniest content because it's much more than that. It is something beyond comedy and beyond humor. It is an emphatic narration of a beautiful emotional roller coaster ride that the master storyteller takes us on. It has so many ingredients that after the first 20 minutes, you don't really want humor to be the main course. You are just happy to listen to what he's telling and see what he's showing us through his words. If it wasn't clear to anyone till now, this show once and for all proves that Zakir the comedian was just a tip of the iceberg. Dare I say a facade he himself put up to earn money and his loyal fans and their unwavering attention. But now that he has the attention of millions of people all over India and the world, below the tip of the iceberg is a person who is a writer, a musician, a romantic, a shayer, a philosopher, an observer, a storyteller, modern day kissagoi, a mind reader, and most importantly, a chef for the hearts of his audience. क्योंकि वो अपने लफ्जों में बिल्कुल सही मात्रा में सब कुछ परोसता है. हंसाना, रुलाना, दिखाना, जताना, रूठना, मनाना. And all the beautiful vulnerabilities and insecurities of the earthly journey we call life. Watching Tathastu is definitely not for a first-time Zakir viewer. It is for the people who have already consumed something or the other from his mind before. A first-time viewer might not enjoy this show as much because this man's career is an evolving journey for not just him, but for his fans and viewers too. Our tastes and expectations too have evolved watching him, his previous work, his specials, his interviews, public appearances, and so on. Thus, his fans could interpret, appreciate, and enjoy Tathastu much more than a first-time viewer. The second half of Tathastu reminded me of the great Robin Williams' wonderful character from the movie Dead Poets Society. It felt the story of this special touched our heart in the same way Robin's character touches the lives of his students in the film through a precise combination of laughter and tear-inducing memories and statements. Coming to the specific technicalities of Tathastu, I'd like to mention some things that I really loved and I can say without revealing too much. But still, if you haven't watched the show, I'd suggest not continuing this video from this point on. Spoiler warning. In Tathastu, Zakir gives several philosophical and lived realities of life through his classic hard-hitting statements like, जब आप परिवार से दूर होते हैं तो अलग होना कपड़े के चिचिरने जैसा होता है. उसके रेशे लटकते हैं वैसे ही आपके रिश्तों में निशान होते हैं. And another line where he says, बच्चे पैदा कर लेना, शादी कर लेना, नौकरी करना is not adulting. Watching your loved ones grow old, witnessing and bearing the pain of their death is real adulting. My absolute favorite was the thought he mentioned about how grandfather and grandchildren were friends and thus were able to carry out the rituals when the unfortunate thing happened, instead of grandfather and father, because the relation still had some formality, unlike the dada-pota bond, which is friendship. Through this show, he has deliberately or non-deliberately highlighted the beauty and importance of the Indian joint family system, which lived and still lives in small towns, where moments of joy are shared and where drama is not needed on television channels. It's naturally ever present within households, where children are brought up not by one but many sets of parental figures in the family, where the eldest and most known person of the family would be the introduction card for the whole family, where the children of previous generations learned life lessons from elders as well as with elders, where privacy and space management were learnt in small shared houses, where managing an explosive situation was day-to-day routine for the young brats and rebels, क्योंकि एक बार किसी की शैतानी की पोल खुली तो वो सिर्फ अपने माँ बाप से थोड़ी ना डांट खाएगा, सब रिश्तेदारों से खाएगा. Another thing which I loved and wanted to see more was the mention of Indian classical music field. Being an admirer for decades and a new student of classical music since the last couple of years, I really enjoyed those anecdotes that Zakir recounted about his Abbaji's programs, festivals, Kalidas Mahotsav of Ujjain, the discipline of Riyaz, respect of the Guru by the Shagird or the disciples, the presence of Gharana system, photograph of collection of great artists by the art connoisseurs. Classical music field and tradition is one of the most important assets of our country, so kudos to Zakir for including that. This brings me to the end credits song Khoya Hai Dil by Zishan Khan. It's a true masterpiece with top-notch and soothing music, lyrics, as well as the voice. It's sure to bring tears to even those eyes which somehow managed to remain dry throughout the 90-minute special. Lastly, I want to say thanks to Zakir for this beautiful special, which, as I mentioned before, is much beyond comedy and has a genuine 50% share of the non-comedian aspects of this persona. I hope he keeps on revealing wonderful talents and heart-touching tales from beneath the tip of that iceberg. Although it's a complete solo, specially written, performed and produced by Zakir Khan, but credit also to his team responsible for production, set, costume, editing and other essential departments, the names of which will make this video too long, so I have given the link to the IMDb page for the entire backstage team of this magical special. If you like this video, kindly share it and help me make it reach Zakir. And finally, one message directly for Mr. Zakir Khan. अपनी musical roots को कभी मत छोड़िएगा. They make you special. Even if you are not a performer professionally, but the little glimpses of your music which we see through your social media platforms are a treat. बहुत मुद्दत से ये gift किसी को मिलता है. Please pass it on to your next generation whenever the time comes. Already and eagerly looking forward to the next original content this man comes up with. Best wishes to Zakir Khan.